When I quit my job and became self-employed, there was just one worry that my wife and I had, and that was our outstanding home loan. So we had around 20 years to go for this home loan to end. Over the next 8 years, we gathered some of our settlement funds that we received and also some other accumulated funds that we had, and we paid off this home loan. It ended 10 years early. Each time we prepaid, the bank officer would ask us, "Sir, do you want to reduce your tenure or do you want to reduce your EMI?" And every time you say, "No, we want to reduce the tenure," because that is where you get the maximum interest benefit. So we did precisely that, and we paid off our home loan 10 years early. We got our no use certificate and our property documents back. And when we had it, it was like a huge load off our chest. As we stepped out of the bank premises, it seemed that the sky was bluer than usual. It seemed like the birds were chirping a little bit more than usual. It was just so happy and relaxed. Being debt free is truly liberating. It is truly liberating. Hi, I'm Samson, and I am the stock market trader and mentor. If you are stuck with high interest loans and never ending cycle of EMIs, and you are left with nothing to save or invest, and you really want to be debt free, then you've got to watch this. I'm going to tell you 3 simple and proven strategies by which you can be debt free. Let us start by understanding the problem. Debt itself is not so bad, but there is high interest debt. There's one debt which you take and you build long term assets. That's good. But the high interest debt, it traps you into a vicious circle of debt and poverty. Do you know that credit card companies charge 36 to 48% interest per annum on their outstanding payments? Now, if a person has outstanding payments on the credit card, let's say he has a 1 lakh rupee outstanding on the credit card and they just make the minimum payments, they would take 10 years to complete that debt and they would pay almost 2 lakh rupees as interest cost alone. So, how do you break free? Let's dive into these 3 strategies that are proven to tackle debt and take back control of your finances. Strategy number 1 is called the snowball method. In this method, what you do is that you pay a one debt after another, and by the time you come to the end of it, it's like a huge snowball and it has got a lot of momentum by the end of it. It starts slow, but by the end of it, it turns into a huge momentum and you can pay off your debt really fast. Let's see how we can do this. In the snowball method, what you do first is that you list your debts. That means you write down each debt, including the balance and the interest rate and the monthly payment. And then once you have done this, then you arrange it in the order of outstanding amount. So you can put the lowest outstanding amount in the beginning while the highest outstanding amount is at the end. So we prioritize small debts in this. What we do is that you pay off the smallest debt first while continuing to make the minimum payments on the others. Okay, once the smallest debt is paid off, you roll that entire payment amount into the next smallest debt. And that is how you build momentum over the years and pay off all your debts. Let's understand this through an example. Let's say you have a 10,000 credit card bill, which is 36% interest, and you have a 50,000 personal loan, which is 18% interest, and you have a 20 lakhs housing loan, which is 8% interest. So in the snowball strategy, what we will do is that we'll start with the credit card first because that is the lowest amount. And then we go on to tackle the personal loan. And finally, we'll go on to tackle the housing loan. So we start with the 10,000 credit card bill, move it to the personal loan. What you do over here is that over and above your EMI, you squeeze out a little additional money towards this debt. Maybe you can cut your expenses. Maybe you can cut your wants or desires or your luxuries or your comforts. You squeeze out a little extra amount and pay towards your credit card bill. And so once the credit card bill is done and closed, you transfer or hold that amount into the personal loan. So you transfer this EMI and the amount that you have squeezed out here and add it to the EMI over the personal loan. So your personal loan EMI has now increased, and so it will be over in double quick time. So once that is over, you add all of that, the credit card EMI and the amount that you squeezed out and the personal loan EMI, you add it and bring it here to tackle the housing loan EMI. So this will be a huge amount by that time because both of these amounts are going now to tackle the housing loan. And again, you will finish off your housing loan much earlier than what you have anticipated. By the time you get to the big loans, you will already have so much momentum and so much money freed up for the repayments. Now, why does the snowball method work? The snowball method works because it gives you a lot of psychological motivation. It gives you those quick wins. So if you are somebody who is not self-motivated and you find difficulty in getting yourself motivated and disciplined, then this is one method that can work for you, because you're tackling the smallest debt first, and you can finish it off early. And so you build up that momentum. By the time you cross one debt off the list, and the second one off the list, and the third one off the list, you build that momentum, and at the end of it, you can finish it all in a very quick time. Let us look at strategy number 2, which is called the avalanche method. Now, in the avalanche method, again, we will list the debts, but this time not according to the amount, but we will list the debts according to the interest rate. So you organize your debts from the highest to the lowest interest rate. What we are trying to do over here is that we will tackle the high interest rate loan first. Okay, so attack the high interest rate debt first, and you make as much extra payment as possible towards the debt with the highest interest rate. And as much as possible, you put your money towards repayment of the high interest rate debt, and then go on from there to the other debts. So once the high interest debt is paid off, you move on to the next highest, and to the next highest, and so on. Let's see an example of the avalanche strategy. Suppose you have a credit card debt, which is 1 lakh, and the rate of interest is 36% per annum. Then you have a personal loan, which is 5 lakhs at 18% per annum. And you have a car loan of 3 lakhs, which is 10% interest per annum. Now, in this case, the highest interest is that of the credit card debt. And so that's why we will tackle that first. And then followed by the personal loan, which is at 18%, and followed by the car loan, which is at 10%. So you focus all of your extra payments on this debt. So whatever EMI you're paying, plus you squeeze out a little bit more money, and that you pour it all out towards the credit card debt, because you want to finish it off first. After you have finished the credit card debt, you take this entire amount, add it to the EMI of the personal loan, and that is the next one, which is at 18%. You tackle that, and once you have done that, you add all of this together and apply it towards the car loan, which is at 10% interest. So this method takes a lot of discipline, but it is the most efficient method to reduce debt. Why? Because it is tackling the high interest rate debt first. The avalanche method is a very good method to save money. Why? Because it minimizes interest payments and likes the high interest debt first. And so it minimizes your interest cost over time. And then there is a long-term financial benefit. So while it requires a lot of discipline to do the avalanche method, it is actually the most efficient method to reduce debt, because it reduces your interest cost and gives you a long-term financial benefit. Let's come to strategy number 3, which is balance transfer or consolidation. Now, there are 2-3 things that you can do here. One is you can consolidate your debt. What does that mean? If you have multiple high interest debts, you can consolidate all of them together with a lower interest loan. Let's say, for example, you have a credit card debt or multiple credit card debts, all of which are somewhere around the 6 to 48%. And now you can take a personal loan which comes cheaper at 18%, or a gold loan maybe, which comes even cheaper than that, and take that amount and pay off the credit card, which is at a higher interest. That's called consolidation of debt. The second thing that you can do is, if some other credit card company is offering a balance transfer, maybe they are offering a promotion. In the initial period, they are offering a 0% or very low interest rates. Then you can take advantage of the promotion and transfer your balance from one card to the other. And during the promotion period, you can pay off the entire loan. The third thing that you can do is that you can refinance your larger loans. For example, housing loan. And you have a housing loan which is at, let's say, 8.5%. But then you find another bank which is able to provide you the same housing loan at 8%. So you could refinance your entire housing loan and move to the new bank, which is offering you a lower rate of interest. There are only a few things that you should take care of in this case, because whenever you are transferring from one bank to other or one institution to other, there can be hidden charges or there can be transfer charges. So you have to consider the cost of transferring from one bank to the other bank. And even after paying the cost, if it is profitable for you to transfer, then that is the best thing to do. Being debt-free is the first step towards financial freedom. In fact, debt is one of the biggest obstacles for your financial freedom journey. Why do we say that? Because, whatever method you choose, you can choose the snowball method or the avalanche method or the consolidation method to reduce your debt. But once you become debt-free, because of your discipline and commitment, you are hugely liberated now. You are hugely liberated in the sense that now you have some money at your disposal which you can invest towards your financial freedom. So with that extra money, you can start investing towards your retirement corpus or towards your financial freedom. That's the first step towards financial freedom. That is why we say that debt is the biggest obstacle for you to achieve financial freedom. So if you want to go to that financial freedom journey, it is imperative that you be debt-free. If you are age 40 and above, and you have scattered investments all over the place with no real clear roadmap towards your retirement or towards financial freedom, then I want you to comment financial freedom in the comments below. And I'll send you a free video tutorial guide which can help you to manage your money. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.